Everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with let's see, what day is it today? It is the 28th. It's day 28 of the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is I was going to say it's a simple one, a relatively simple one. And because it's got a banner of different flags, a photo, there's some mixed media dots in the background, and a couple of upside down tags. And I'm running over here to get another tag I may want to use for that second tag. If it fits in, I'll use this one. But I was just telling my husband that it's kind of surprising how much pre-work and planning goes into a really simple layout like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to have banners cut like banners. The load prompt today was about a photographer in the royal family who loved to photograph gardens and flowers. So the prompt was for us to use some of our favorite garden or flower photos. And so I selected quite a few, and these are not so much because they're such excellent photos as it is that they're kind of favorite memories. And I've got, let's see, there, 1, 2, 3, 6 there, and this 7th one is a favorite that kind of shows you how big the plant was and the flowers themselves. That grew from a little cutting that I got from a mail order place, and it's a native hibiscus, and each of those flowers was, as you can see, bigger around than Ava's little head was in those days. So anyway, I'm going to arrange the flowers into the banner. The photo, the large photo will kind of come down, and I have a couple tags. One of them, the technique prompt was to use wood veneer. So I've got a wood veneer tag. The other side of it is cute, but it's not something I probably would use. So I'm going to have it sticking down. And if the colors work, I'll also use this chipboard tag from Go the Scenic Route by Paige Evans. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is that mixed media that you saw in the background. And in the photo, it looks like the circles were kind of distressed and kind of halfway represented there, so that it was like just barely kind of brushed through. So I'm going to try to do some barely brushing through with my, and my stencil. Let me see if I can show you, get something that it shows. You can see the circles are different sizes. I know somewhere I used to have a stencil that had perfectly spaced, exactly the same size circles. And had I been able to find that, they were all right around this large size right here. And what I was going to do then was take a smaller stencil with very small flowers, and I was going to brush through both stencils so that I'd get the dots that contain flowers. But I can't do that, so I'm just going to mess with the colors now. And I'm going to use this tape to kind of hold it down here. Let me make sure that's on camera. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'll kind of put that there. And let me get my brushes. I thought I had those out. I must have cleaned things up and put them away again. Okay, so this is the blue, and there will be a blue in there. I'm just gonna leave that out. This is a pink. There will be a pink in there. That's an orange. There will be orange. In fact, it's going to start with orange. That's an aqua, probably not gonna use that. There will be a purple, that's a red, or is that the pink? This might be the pink, so I'll put this one away. Sorry for having to do all this. This is yellow, there will be yellow, and green. Okay, so I'm gonna go orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. That's how it's going to progress. And I'm just gonna kind of barely brush with the collar back as far as it can go, because that lets the brushes kind of fan out and be a little bit more subtle. And I'm gonna kind of just do a little bit of that. And I actually wanted to use orange, green, and purple because the kind of the highlights were, that would cover the highlights. But I can't blend from orange to green without doing yellow in between to kind of prevent mud. So that's, and I can kind of blend those up into there. So I kind of added those colors in, and I'm going to put each brush away as I use it. The orange was carved pumpkin, the yellow is mustard seed, the green is mowed lawn. I'm not doing them in a straight line, as you can see. And I'll have some that are halfway done on the perimeter there. My blue is Blueprint Sketch because the Texas bluebonnets I think are just right in this color family. See how that matches? So that's, I'm trying to represent the flowers that are in the photos. So I'll kind of go, I'll overlap the green to get something of a blend there. And I'll kind of halfway do this one. I'm doing a little more blue than the other colors because I really love it. And this Blueprint Sketch is just a gorgeous blue. Let me get a few more of those. Next is purple, and instead of my usual purple, I'm going with Seedless Preserves because it best represents the purple of my daylily here. That's my most purplest daylily, and I love it. So gonna do some purple here. This is kind of a redder, graper sort of purple, but as I move it up into the blue, I'm getting some of that bluer purple. And let me get a little dark there. Okay. And now I'm going to do the pink. The pink I've chosen is picked raspberry because I think it kind of picks up the pink there, and that kind of the blend of the pink and the purple is good to represent her bathing suit. And I'm going, unlike the original, I'm running my stencil all the way down to the bottom of the page. And the paper I'm using is textured. So the texture really, the ink really shows off the texture. So I'm putting my brushes and ink away, and then we'll get started. I've lost the lid somewhere. I'll find it later. So I'm going to pull this off, and then I'll start arranging. Okay, that's kind of cool, and I like it. I think the orange didn't come out quite as vividly orange as I'd like, because the orange in the flowers is, but it's close enough. Okay, so how I'm going to arrange these is kind of like this. When I was cutting these out, I printed 2.17 inch photos, and because I had a 2-inch die, but I guess I wasn't exactly perfect with the cutting, so I have some little edges, but that's okay. They can be covered up by the ones that I cut better. And here's that little, can I do that one like that? Yeah. And actually I have a bird that I can use right here to cover that bad edge. So I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm going to glue them down. They've got foam on the back. I'm gonna tape them down rather, and kind of let that one go there. This one kind of can go up a bit. There. This is a clematis that I photographed just this morning out on the front stoop. I wanted to get, a lot of these are older photos, but I wanted to take one today that I loved today. These, of course, Texas bluebonnets and irises are somewhat out of season. And I may have to do something. I guess I could do it this way or this way. How about that? That way. And then this one maybe here. And I'll do it like that. And I've got this twine. I'm just going to cut a piece, and I'm going to kind of dry fit it here, and you'll see what it's going to look like. But I will go in and I'm going to glue it in place off camera. Okay, this one now, the only issue I have with those Tim Holtz brushes is that they do shed. So let me change the placement of this one so that it kind of comes down and holds that, and I'm going to change the placement of this one in the same way, maybe sliding it under. Okay, and this one needs to go a little bit over like that, and then this one can kind of scooch over there. Okay, I think I've got them where I want them. That doesn't seem to want to stick. it probably originally was stuck right down on top of some of the Distress Oxide, and that oxidized kind of powdery finish isn't the best for adhesive. So since I said I was going to put this little bird up there, I think I'll do that before I forget and find another place for him. So there he goes. I've got Ava when she was about 18 months old, maybe 17 months old, here with the first tulips I was ever able to grow successfully because it's just too hot in Houston. So those were my first ever. So I'm going to do this. It's wood veneer, but I have, and it's kind of thick, but I have these guys up on foam, so it should slide under there. Okay. Now, with the blue, the blue tag would look cute right there. Or is it just the wrong blue? It's the wrong blue. So I'm going to just use this tag. And then I'm going to layer some goodies on top of it. See, I'm going to have to use wet glue for those things to stay down. Look at all the foam bits I have under here. I may not have put any tape on this one, which could also explain why it's not sticking. Okay. Let me put something on here too. Now there are a couple spots that show, and that's why God created embellishments. So let's see what embellishments we want to use. One of the things I wanted to put on this was this little watering pot, and Ava used to use, she was fascinated with these. Every time we went to a garden center, she found a new watering pot that she wanted. And I thought, let's see, if I put that on there, maybe I can have this little leaf coming out. I'm just going to dry fit that there. What I thought I wanted on here was this Bramble Fox Perspective. It's just a beautiful color. It's the perfect color purple for those other colors down in there. I'll put that there. And then there may be some other little flowers that would be cute. Maybe this little pink one right up in there, or that leaf right up in there, or some sequins up in there, or we'll see. Right now I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to work on the title. And so my title is going to be Earth Laughs in Flowers, which is a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. And I had a poster for much of my career back in the late 60s, early 70s. I had a poster with that quote on it. hanging in my office. So it's when Paige Evans used it in her Bloom Street collection, I felt, you know, kind of proprietary about it. So I'm not gonna try to line these up. I'm using varying colors, and so I don't necessarily want it to look, and besides, we're talking about laughing. So I don't necessarily need it to be all, you know, perfect and linear. And so let's see, I haven't used a navy blue. Got kind of a beigey, my only use of beige in my scrapbooking history. LOUG, let's go with this, well, I'll go with this greener. GH, let's see, I'll go with an orange or a beige or a navy. I've already used navy in that word. I'm going to go with the orange because I've got orange flowers. And S, let's see, G, I have a yellow, turquoisey, let's go with turquoisey, and then I'll use that green, the mint green for that. And now let's see, I'll go with a brighter orange. I actually think well, yeah, let's go with that. Because if I use the exclamation point, I may want to use it later. And I'm going to go with this green, and although that's kind of jarring, so I'm going to go with this color. And then I have taken, I've cut apart some letters from this. Some of you may remember this thicker sheet, and I've created the word flowers. So I'm going to I placed it to make sure I could make it work. I placed it on this sheet of brown foam. So there. There was the word love, so I'm using the LOVE, and then I cut an extra V-looking shape from from one of these hashtags to make a W. And that L is a capital I, a scripty capital I on the word inspire. Okay, I've got that, and I like using the black twine to kind of add the black color in. I want to put, I printed up little labels for each thing, and I want to see where I can put them. I've got Black-Eyed Susan meets Reese. Okay, Reese is one of those that's not sticking to the page. So a little liquid glue and we'll have it fixed up. There, and I'm just going to put a dab of glue and let it cross there. If I thought about the fact that it's going to be at the end, I might not have made it so long. I'll go there. And then up here says my purplest daylily ever. And that one, I think can go right there. Always surprising gazanias. Each flower that blooms when you plant gazanias is completely different from the next. Some of them have curled petals, some of them are open, even if they're the same color family. But you can look at these, they're really just two varieties of gazanias here. These three orange ones, completely different. Here there's a lot more orange, there's a lot more of the gold. So I'm gonna actually put that one off the photo, and it'll stick up because I only put the glue in the middle. This is clematis in bloom today, and I probably have room on that black to put that. Maybe that's what crosses over here. There we go. And I'll move it. Can't let those move around too much. Georgia tulips. So excited. And those were the first tulips I planted. I kind of picked them up in a bargain bin way after tulips should have been planted, but it was based on when I actually could get the bed ready. So Texas bluebonnets, kind of right there. And I'll find something to fill in there. And this, Georgia tulips. And as you notice, I'm not highlighting the adorable little girl that's in a couple of these pictures. I mentioned the dog, actually. So in keeping with not identifying the animal creatures, I suppose I shouldn't have done that. I could, let's change that. I'll cut off. This goes in my album, and it's, I Know That's Reese, and it's a page about flowers, and this is a much better size, so that says Black-Eyed Susan. Now, like I said, I'll fix this up later. It's going to go behind the bird and around there. I'll do that. But right now, I kind of want to put some sequins on. I've got all of these wood veneers that kind of could go around, or do I even need those? I like the idea maybe of doing a couple wood veneer leaves right here, and just that, let's not put little bits of wood veneer around. It kind of takes away from the photos, and they might look kind of orphaned and lonely if I did that. And I might do something else over in there. I've got that there. And I love this hibiscus. I would use a hibiscus just like I would have hibiscus in every section of my garden. I would put a hibiscus on every scrapbook page if I had them. Okay, over here I can do maybe this rose kind of peeking out of there, and I'll maybe add one of the other little, the others kind of over this, and a small leaf sprig right there. Okay, I like that. So a couple embellishment clusters that are really just wood veneer pieces that are set at different heights. I want the leaf going a different direction. Okay, there we go. And maybe these things associated with the dots. So I'll put a little pink flower here on the edge of this blue dot. I'll put this coral flower on the edge of this yellow dot. And I have a dental appointment, so I'm actually going to cut the video off and let you know that I'm probably going to be adding a few sequins in with these little perspective flowers. I probably will not use these. And the sequins, I've got this purple, which may not be the right purple. That one may not either. But I think there's a deep fuchsia purple in there. So these are my sequin mixes that I'm going to pull from. And I did find my yellow ones that I had lost before. So this is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. There we go. Earth Laughs in Flowers. And that's for the load prompt and for 30 days of sketches. And where's my original sketch? Here we go. Doesn't look anything like it, but you know, what the heck. I got the dots, and I got the banner, and I got the larger photo. so I'm good. And the upside down tag, but only one. So see you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for watching.